Everybody, I have one thing to say, though, to bring us back into the news program. And that is, it's getting a little hot outside. Has anyone noticed this? Getting a little hot. I'm wearing short sleeves. Anyone notice short sleeve going on? It's a little hot outside. And so when it gets approximately this kind of weather, we often use the word season to describe relatively consistent shifts in weather. But I have other metrics that I use to determine what kind of season we are in the United States of America. And that is whether or not people are killing their kids in hot cars. That's right, everybody. It is the season of the hot car. Florida child 2 dies after parents allegedly leave girl in hot car for 14 hours. A toddler in Florida died after the girl was allegedly left in a hot car by her parents overnight. According to authorities earlier in the week, the girl's parents, Catherine Adams and Chris Topher McLean, were arrested and charged with child neglect, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia, according to the Holmes County Sheriff's Office. More charges are anticipated. This is some shit that, by the way, happens. Drugs, no drugs, whatever. The drugs are kind of negligible in this instance. Like, it's possible that the drugs led them to do this, sure. But this happens all the time in the United States of America. I remember last year I made a big point of trying to cover every hot car death I could, and it's like all over the place. Like, you know, people are killing their kids in Texas, they're killing their kids in Louisiana, they're killing their kids in Florida, they're killing their kids in goddamn North Carolina. They're killing their kids all over the place. Why? Well, probably because parents are fucking stupid. I don't know, man. Like, we got a lot of these stupid motherfuckers crawling around this rock, and they're leaving their kids in hot cars. So, quote, the baby was asleep in the car seat. They decided to leave the child in the car and went inside and ultimately fell asleep and did not wake up or did not realize the child was in the car until around 3:41 that afternoon. Damn. Wow. So again, it's the season of the hot car. Look at these guys. These are the boys in blue. They're gonna keep us safe. Everybody, you ever think about this? Like, right, ostensibly, cops are here to keep us safe. And yet, here they are telling us about the dead kid. Why aren't they telling us about how they found a kid dying in the car and they saved the kid? Why? Well, because cops don't do any sort of preventative crime stopping. All they do is show up after people are dead, maybe kill a black person or two, and then go on with their press conference. That's pretty much all cops do. But, you know, just a little sidebar there. Deputies arrived at the scene after a 911 call was made from the home when the child was found. And first responders began life-saving measures, but the child was pronounced dead shortly after EMS. So the child was boiled alive 6 hours ago. But don't worry, EMS provided life-saving measures. Now, I'm not saying I want police to start patrolling everywhere for hot cars. I'm just trying to, like, you know, let you all know the cops they don't do anything. So, but also, it's the season of the hot car, everybody. So if you have kids, I suggest buying a time machine, going back in time and getting rid of those kids. Because any minute now, you're going to say, whoops, I forgot Daisy, and she's boiled alive in the hot car. So, for those of you that have kids, be careful. Don't forget that you have kids temporarily, and leave them in hot cars. So, there you go, folks. This is one thing that, like, I got to say, this is like a climate change thing. Because my mom used to leave me in a car for fucking hours on end, you know, when I was a little kid. But this was, you know, it wasn't that hot out back in the day. You know, when I was, 20 years ago when I was a youngster, my mom left me in a car for a couple hours. It wasn't that hot. I didn't sweat to death and die. It's also like, you know, even if it did get a little hot, you know what I'd do? I'd roll down the fucking window. You know, talk about, like, you know, Darwin Award here for the little kid. I know, you might be thinking, 2 years old, come on. Are you really going to tell a 2-year-old they're too stupid to live? Well, apparently I am, yes. Because all you had to do was roll down the motherfucking window, and you would have been probably, you know, maybe you wouldn't have been fine, but, hey, I don't know, man. You're 2 years old, you don't know how to roll down a window. Hey, anyway, so there you go, everybody. There's the news story for today. Hot car season. So get your hot cars here.